Okay, let us start the class. In today's class, I'm going to explain lambda expression in threads. Okay, in threads. So let us discuss how the lambda expression will be used in threads. Okay, this is today's topic. So as I told you that this is the main class. Okay, so I'm commenting here. This is the main class. The main class name, now we need to change as this is our file name, lambda thread.java. So our class name equal to file name, lambda thread. Okay. Lambda thread. This is my class name. Main class name changed as lambda thread. I told you that many times. Main method never be changed. You comment here. This is the main method. Okay. Main method never be changed. Only the class name you can change, because whenever you open a project, new Java project, one main class, one main method, they will come as default. So that main class name needs to be changed, because so every time whenever you create a project, you will get one main class and main method. So you will be in confusion. So problem where you get the problem, suppose one class, suppose every project is started with main class, that moment this public access modifier means this class, main class, this class name changes, this lambda thread class. Otherwise, if you keep main class, every time this public accessor means you can call this main class outside of the class in another class also. That moment, if every class is main class, so you will be in confusion. Not only me, compiler, Java compiler will be confusion to call which class. So that main class default, you need to change it as per your suitable name, as per your today the programming you are writing for what. Today I am discussing lambda expression, that is over threads. So lambda expression, one more use of lambda expression in threads. That's why I have kept this as lambda thread, lambda thread. In the previous session, we tried to understand what is thread. Okay. As I told you that thread is nothing but it is a small piece of code. Thread is what? Thread is a small piece of code. Small piece of code. Small piece of code means how many lines of how many statements may be there. There may be five lines, even the two lines, one line is okay, 10 lines, 20 lines, 100 lines. So a small piece of code is called a thread. Thread is independently, it runs independently. It runs independently, and it will not affect other threads. Okay. Other threads. If thread fails, no, the thread fails, it will not affect, but it will not give impact to other threads. Okay, because every thread is it runs very independently. So if one thread fails, that will not affect other threads. So thread is nothing but small piece of code. In Java, multi-threading, one concept I have made the videos, and you can watch from there. So as I told you that these classes are very free classes, and so classes will be conducted thrice of a week, 3 days a week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, sharply at 8 p.m. And these are very free classes. As I told you that you need not a laptop. If you have the mobile, that is enough. You can write, do the code practicing in the mobile. So as I started the classes since January 2023, I have written 1,000 pages of coding in mobile. So my concept is I want to reach, I want to extend these classes to, I want to connect to rural India. Okay. So especially the students who are residing in very rural areas, they can use the mobile to write the code. So we can write very efficient code in the mobiles. So I am teaching Python, Java, C, C++, data structures and algorithms. So these classes will be useful to all of you. So then let us start. So now, as I told you, the thread is a small piece of code. So it runs independently. So and it will not affect if it fails, one thread fails, it will not impact, it will not give an impact over other threads. Okay, so Lambda, how the Lambda expression used in threads. That is okay. We will discuss now. So now try to understand. First of all, let us create a thread. So in programming in Java, I told you that there are two ways. There are two ways to write the thread. To write the thread. Okay. One is what? By extending a thread class. By extending a thread class. Other one, second one is by implementing an interface. Second one is equal by implementing an interface, runnable interface, runnable interface. So these two ways will be used to create the threads. Okay. So here we will use this method, this way. That is what by runnable, implementing a runnable interface. Okay. So first of all, we will try to create a thread by runnable interface without Lambda. Okay, first we will try to create a thread without Lambda. We will try to create a thread without Lambda. Okay, without Lambda expression. Okay, now come back. We will try to create a thread without Lambda expression. After that, we will implement the Lambda expression. So first of all, you do one thing. This is our main class. Okay. So before that, you create one as per our. Now, this is our main class. So here, this class, okay, this class implements. I will take this class, okay, as main class. So this class implements. Okay, as I told you that this class implements what? This class implements what I told you that today this runnable interface. I will use runnable interface to create the thread. So implements runnable. So I will write runnable. Okay. Now try to understand this. This is my main class. Okay. This main class implements runnable interface. So as I told you that there are two ways to create the thread. Okay, one is by extending a thread class, by implementing a runnable interface. So now I want to use the runnable interface to create the thread after without lambda expression. After that, I will implement the lambda expression. That is the today's class. Okay. So now here this is my class name. It implements runnable interface. Now here under this, I'm going to explain a method that is public. Okay, void. It is void means this method will not return anything here. Method name run. This method will not return anything. So method always suffixed with the brackets. Then after you open close braces. So now within this open close braces, put a statement. Simply you write system dot out dot println. Okay, this is the normal printout statement used in Java to get a printout on the standard input, standard output device, that is our monitor. Okay, always this print system dot out println. Println is a method. Okay, method of print stream class. Okay, let us see. Now here you keep a string type of data. I told you many times, string always in Java will be kept in double quotation mark. You write anything like thread is running. Okay, thread is running without lambda expression. You write lambda expression without. So now you do one thing. After this, as I told you, this is a statement. This is to be terminated. Okay, this is to be terminated. Okay, now it is okay. Now you close this method, open brace, this is close brace. So you put this, okay, now your that method, okay, it is closed now. Okay, but your class is open. You try to understand. Only method created, and within this method, this statement is there. Okay, now this method is closed, your main class is open and main method is open. Okay, that's why two braces. This is for your main method, this is for your main class. Now come down. So let us do one thing. Under this main method, I need to create the object for this method. Sorry, this class. Okay, what is our class name? Lambda thread. Because today my class is over lambda. How to use the lambda expression in creating of the threads. So the file name I have kept as lambda thread. So as I many times I told you that once your file name is that equal to your class name must be equal to your file name. So lambda, for that I am going to create the object lambda thread, and then object name you can take anything like my name XYZ, doesn't matter. Then after new keyword compulsory, after that same class name one more time. Okay, one more time you need to, after that we need to keep the brackets, then terminate. Okay, terminate with the column. So now many times I told you in the previous session, these brackets, that is called what? Means not only this bracket, including this total class name and bracket, this is called the constructor. Okay, so I have created special class on constructor. Either that was somewhat lengthy class, so I covered in 3-4 parts. Okay, you can watch from there in YouTube. Okay, many times I told you that now the classes are being conducted, they are being recorded. In previous sessions, whenever I started the classes in mobile, so I was unable to record the classes. Zoom will not support record the classes. So only 1,000 pages of code I have written, that was without my voice, only text based. So now whenever I switch it to computer, now all the classes are being recorded and they are being kept in YouTube for your further reference. Okay, because many students requested me that, sir, if I join the classes in middle, what about that? How can we pick up the classes from the starting? So I told that the starting classes will be, you can get from the YouTube, doesn't matter. Yeah, I will keep all that in the YouTube and you can get from there. So now this is the constructor. So now let us see. So for this class, I have created the method. After then, you need to create the again thread class. Create the object. Suppose this is the object for thread class. Again new and again thread class. and that is what constructor, you terminate this one, semicolon. Now, this object you need to pass within the constructor of thread class. This is the constructor of the thread class. Constructor of thread class. Okay. Thread class is the built-in class. Thread class is the built-in class of language package. So thread is a class of built-in class of language package. So here I have created object for this thread class. Now within this thread class constructor, we need to pass this object, this class, okay, our main class object, we need to pass here. You pass here, okay, obj within this constructor. Then after you can start the thread. What is, I told you that this is an object, but normally it will be called a thread. Okay. Now you call this thread, start this thread. T1 dot start. Start is a default method, built-in method of thread class. This start method, this run method, these both are the built-in methods of your thread class. Thread class. The thread class is the built-in class of your language package. So now, whenever you start this method looks for run method, implicitly. Implicitly means immediately. It looks for this run method. So whatever under this run method, whatever the statements you have written, they will be executed. Okay. Now, if you run this code, so let us see what happened. What is happening? Let us see. Okay, see here. So thread is running. This is the statement I have kept. Thread is running without lambda expression. So as I told you that thread is nothing but a small piece of code, maybe 1 line, 2 line, 5 line, 10 line, 20 line, 30 lines, a small piece of code. So they will be run independently. If one thread fails, it will not affect other threads. So here, this total code run by T1 thread. T1 thread. So now here, what do you mean of this? Thread is created, but here we need to actually lambda expression, they will be used to short the code. Main use of lambda expression, main use is to short the code. Short code means to write less code. So we can write less code. Okay, that is the one. We can write less code. So how we can write the less code? I will explain here. Without I have created a thread without lambda expression. Okay, so now this code further we can omit it. Further we can omit it. How? Try to understand. See here, I'm going to write the somewhat little bit of code. I want to very short. I want to start the code here. Okay. See. Now you do one thing where we need to go. Suppose this is the main method. Okay. You do one thing. Okay. So we do one thing now. This is you copy this code. Okay. Where is our copy? Copy, you paste here. So now become what happened? Now interface I am not following this this way by implementing a runnable interface. Here, no any implementation. Remove this one. Okay. No implement, no runnable interface here. Okay. Now simply you put this section in comment section, under this comment section up to this. Okay. Up to this. Okay. Now what I'm doing here, simply this is what my class name, and then under this method, main method, this is class name. Okay. This is main method. Under this main method, what I'm doing, simply we write the here runnable interface, implements runnable interface I have used. Here under this main method, I will not, simply I will use here no any implementation, no, simply I will use the runnable interface. Okay. Runnable interface. For that runnable interface, I will create the object. I will create the object. Okay. Object, suppose R1. You feel like R1 new. New is compulsory whenever you create the object. That is for again runnable. Runnable is what? Bracket, it is the constructor here. Okay. Now within the constructor, I keep the braces, open brace and this brace, open and close brace. Now within this total, you copy this one, this method, because no, we need this method. I told you that whenever you run the thread, so it looks for what? Whenever you run the thread start method, it looks for run method. Okay, this run method. Where is that run method? So this. Okay. Now I am doing little. I'm doing what? I want to change little bit of change in the code by short. I am doing shorting of the code. Okay. This total code kept in, that is what comment section. This much of code kept. Same class is here. I have taken the class, but implement and runnable I have removed. And the main, this is what this line of code, run method and statement, I have taken under where? Main method. Okay. Under this interface, for this runnable interface, object created. So one method, run method, under this main run method, this statement kept. Okay. Now try to understand what happened. Now after this, it is to be terminated. No? It is to be terminated. Why it is terminated already? So then after you need to, already it is okay terminated. This method is now terminated. Try to understand. Now this method is open. This method is terminated. See here, main class is open. Main method is open. Where is that main method? This is main method. Okay. Main class is open. Main method is open. Runnable interface, it is open. Okay. Now run method created, run method closed here. Means here three braces, open braces are there. Three. You need to keep reminding. Run method open, run method closed with this statement. Now come down here. This is what default statement. It comes with the our main class and main method. No need. Okay. Now we have created the object for the Lambda class at the first method. So you put it in a comment section. Okay. Now what happened? Implementation. These two lines we have removed, just class and main method. Under the main method, I have created the object for the runnable interface. Within this, method open, run method created, statement kept, closed. Now object created for only thread class. Okay. In the previous coding, we need to create 2 lines of code. We need to create the object for the class, implemented class. Okay. And that class object to be kept in thread class constructor. So here this class is omitted, constructor and object. Only the created for thread class. Okay. Now here, no need to keep this one here. Here, what we need to keep this runnable interface object. Runnable interface object. You keep that runnable interface object as R1. It's okay. Now you do one thing. You start this thread. You start this thread. Okay. Now after that, okay, it is okay. Now we need to do what? Then this is how to terminate this one. How to terminate this one? Now here, how many? This is open brace, one brace for main class, main method, this runnable interface. So 3 braces we need to keep. We need to keep. So once this is method is closed, you close this interface also with one more brace here. Terminate it. Okay. Means your method, run method, okay, closed here. After this interface also closed here. Now these 2 braces for main method and main class. Now you compile this code. You run this code. Now let us see what is happening. So same thing, thread is running without lambda expression. So thread code still now here also I have not implemented the implemented the lambda expression. This is also without lambda expression. So you copy this code. You copy this code and you paste here. Where can we say that you can write here? You comment here, paste. You comment here. You write that thread create a thread without lambda expression. Okay. Example 2. This you can refer here. Example 2. This is example 2. Okay. This is example. You write this one as a example 1. Example 1. Create a thread without lambda expression. Okay. Here, create a thread without lambda expression. Example 2. So try to understand what is the difference between these two. After that, I will go to implement the lambda expression. First is what? In Java, there are 2 ways. 2 ways are there to create the thread. One is by extending a thread class. Another one is by implementing a runnable interface. Here, runnable interface that will be implemented by a class. The class is my file name. So within this, now it becomes the main class. Within this method, this run method, this is the default method of built-in method of your thread class. Under this print statement kept. For this class, I have created the under this main method. This is created object created. Here again thread class created. Under this thread class constructor, this object was kept and method was started. Okay. In this second example, this line of code omitted. There is no any implementing of interface. Okay, run method, leave it there. Now come directly for the class. Normally you simply class, main class. It is what? Main class. Okay. Main class. Now main class, main method, okay. Now create the object for the runnable interface. And same this method within this interface method under this statement you get. Now this interface and this method both are terminated. Okay, this is statement is a print statement. It is terminated. After that, this run method terminated. Next interface terminated. Okay, now come down. No need you keep this as you keep this under comment section. Now only create the thread class object. Okay, now this constructor thread class constructor you keep the object of the runnable interface. Okay, now call this one. Now I am going to explain what comment here lambda expression with thread creation with lambda expression. Thread creation with lambda expression. How lambda expression is implemented here in thread creation. That is, we need to understand how lambda expression implemented in thread creation. That is the story. Now you come down here. Now we will do here C. Same main class, main method. This runnable interface. Okay. So this runnable interface, we will omit the code from here to here. This much of code I want to omit. This much of code I want to omit. So I told you many times, lambda expression will be implemented in the method. Now, this is the method, na? This is the run method, na? This is the built-in method of our thread class. So within this built-in, this is method. What is the syntax of our, that is what syntax for lambda expression. What is the syntax of lambda expression? First brackets, then token is the token. After that braces, flower braces. This is the syntax of lambda expression. So as per this syntax, if I remove this code, this much of code, new runnable, I come here up to here. Okay. New runnable R1, okay, is equal this runnable constructor and public void run totally removed. Okay, within this, as per syntax, this one, na? Bracket, token, and braces. So within this, I will implement. I will write the code. Okay, try to understand that. So now you take this separately and you what is that I need to do one thing. I think you keep it as it is. Okay, you keep it as it is and you keep this total code what comment section up to where up to from here to where up to this here. Okay, now what happened? Okay, now what happened? Only okay, now see, I told you that This is okay. We need this one. Up to from here to this is what just I have given the example. What is the syntax of lambda expression? So here, this is not need. Up to from here, up to here, no need. Okay. So the total I have kept in comment section. Now here, copy this. Where is that method? This is what you copy this. You paste here. Now runnable under. Now you open your this syntax. This is we need, na? Paste. Now within this brace, you put this, okay? As per this syntax, na? Okay. Now this is zero parameter, na? This is zero parameter lambda expression token, and that is what your open brace, close brace. Within this print statement I have kept. Okay, now it is terminated. After that, this body terminated. Huh? Now understand. Now what happened? No any method here I have not called. Within the method constructor. This is the method constructor, na? So method constructor, no any parameter I have, zero parameter construct. This is zero parameter lambda expression. No parameter lambda expression. No parameter lambda expression. Okay. Now then after what happened? It is closed. You come down. So no need of this one now. Now you thread created and you have called the thread. Okay. Now you run this code. Same thing. Are you we are getting or not? What is this? So first of all, you clear this code. So then you compile this code again. Thread is running without lambda expression. So means lambda expression implemented here. So code, how the code is shorted. Initially, we this much of lambda thread implements runnable interface method we need to declare. So this is omitted. After that code shorted. Now simply only main class, main method, two statements. Now runnable interface object created. So the for that runnable interface and that is the method. So total this constructor of the runnable interface, new keyword, the method omitted. Okay. Within this run method constructor, okay, this called zero parameter token and brace. Now here you put a statement here. Okay. After that same thing. That is what your thread is created. This is the thread is created. Then after as the syntax, okay, as we have the syntax. So now within this, now started the thread. So as I told you that, so lambda expression will be used to write the less code. So in the previous session, we tried to understand different uses of lambda expression. I told you that in functional interface, how it was used in collection of objects like array list, linked list, how it was used, lambda expression. I have conducted the classes and all that videos kept in YouTube. Okay. This is, I think today I want to close this. Okay. And on Saturday, we will go for different classes because I have kept a lot of time over this lambda expression. Okay. Now simply this is a interface class. of language package. So the runnable interface, it is the interface class of language package. Okay. So now let us see. So see, we can do somewhat. Once I told you that thread is created, so we can, once thread is created, thread is running, but we can check some status of the thread by this method. Is alive method. This is the method of thread class, and get name to get the name of the thread, to get the ID of the thread. These methods are the thread class method. Thread class is the built-in class of Java language package. Now you run this, compile this one. Now what happened? Try to understand. See here. See, you are getting words. See, see. This is the thread status. Whether thread is alive. Alive means thread is running. Thread is status false. Means not active. Okay, thread. This thread ID thread 0. This thread thread ID thread name. This is the thread name. We need to change this as thread name. Okay. Always thread name will be with a number. Okay. That is what you compile this one. Thread name with a number. ID with starts with 0, because if 3 threads are created, thread 1 ID 0, thread 2 ID 1, thread 3 ID 0 2. Okay. So initially the thread ID will be started with the 0. Okay. Number name can be any number. Okay. If thread is active, so you will get the true. Okay. So after that, so one more, get state. We can get one more, that is what, if you copy this code and you paste here, you can get state. State is one more method of thread class. Get state is one more method of the thread class. So let us see what happened here. So now see, this is, you are looking what new. New means, for try to understand. Whenever thread is created, whenever thread is created, so it will be in new state. So new state means, new means it is created, but it is not active. So whenever you call the start method, that time it will be entered into runnable condition. It will be, it will be entered into runnable. Runnable means anytime it can be executed. Once method is started, your thread is started. So now thread will be in, would be in what? Runnable state. Runnable state. So whenever thread is created, okay, that moment, if you check for the status of the get state, so that moment it would be in new state. New state is what? Not active. Thread is created, so it is not active. And whenever thread is started with the start method of the thread class, this is the built-in method. So whenever you start this thread, so this start method implicitly means immediately looks for this method. Where is this our method? Method starts from here. So under this, whatever the instructions, statements, they will be executed. Implicitly means immediately. So whenever you want to check the get state of that thread, after the thread is started, if you check this, you will get this